Welcome to my presentation on information literacy. This inquiry project was created as part of my Queen's Teacher Librarian Specialist course. To begin my inquiry into information literacy, I looked to the Leading Learning document. Developed by the Canadian Library Association, the Leading Learning document frames 5 standards of practice, which focus on the key concepts to be implemented to drive best teaching and learning through the library learning commons. For the standards, growth continuums are used as markers, from exploring to emerging to evolving to established to leading into the future. I will focus on the theme of information literacy in the standard Fostering Literacies to Empower Lifelong Learners. As a new teacher librarian, I wanted to explore how I can best support school-wide information literacy at our elementary school. My hope is that through sound research, collaboration, and authentic instruction, I can support information literacy and progress through the growth continuum to support our students and empower independent learners. To explore how, as a teacher librarian, I can best support information literacy, I focused my research on 3 important questions. What is information literacy, and why is it so important that today's students develop this literacy? How can a teacher librarian ensure that information literacy is taught authentically? In what ways can collaboration between the teacher librarian and the classroom teacher enhance information literacy instruction? To address my first question, what is information literacy, and why is it so important that today's students develop this literacy? I look at the many ways to define or view information literacy. Research shows that many similarities, as well as differences, depending on when the definition was created or how the researcher views ever-changing information literacy. The definition and process of information literacy has evolved with the development of new technologies and ways of communicating. This process of and need for information literacy instruction will continue to expand as our students encounter constant changes present in the 21st century. In 2018, the American Association of School Librarians points out the need for information literacy instruction today as school children face an onslaught of media and information the likes of which no prior generation has seen. Depending on the goal of information need and use, information can be broken down into a variety of literacies or categories, such as web or digital literacy, visual literacy, or critical literacy. The American Library Association defines information literacy as a set of abilities requiring individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. Researchers Jacobson and Mackey reframe information literacy as meta-literacy that encompasses multiple literacies students are faced with today. Meta-literacy not only looks at selecting, evaluating, and using information, but it addresses producing and sharing collaboratively online. This definition asks individuals to not only think critically, but to think about their own thinking and to continuously reflect on their experiences in these environments. This thinking and reflection will enable students to process and adapt to the ever-changing information world. Further research by Andreasen et al. Views information literacy as more than learning a set of skills. It means also learning to understand how learning takes place and how to enhance this process. This connects with Jacobson and Mackey's view to reflect and think about the process, with the addition of creating new knowledge. Andreasen et al. Also address that an information literate person understands how to responsibly and ethically use information and the new knowledge. With numerous ways to define information literacy, I believe it is most important to understand that information literacy needs to be taught to address the ever-changing world of the 21st century. The 2017 film, Introduction to Information Literacy, states, "The goal of information literacy is to help people make better choices, more informed choices." To achieve this goal for all, adults, youth, and children, there is need to be aware of information and how to critically analyze it. Staying current with the ever-changing technology and online social media is an important aspect in my role as a teacher librarian. With the abundance of information that is available today, Students will need to learn how to deal with and process it all in a way that makes sense to them, enables them to use it appropriately. Not only will these skills and ways of thinking be useful in school, but in everyday life as they encounter mass amounts of information and in the future as they become individual citizens in society. BC's redesigned curriculum introduction document describes that our schools will develop students who are educated citizens. When looking at the qualities of an educated citizen, many connections can be made to the Canadian Library Association's definition of an information literate citizen. This connection shows how important information literacy instruction is in our schools and for our students in their journey to becoming educated information literate citizens. How can a teacher librarian ensure that information literacy is taught authentically? Research shows that when information literacy skills are embedded into the curriculum, students are engaged in their learning and use information in a meaningful way. These skills will improve, develop, and be processed by the students. Through my research, I concluded that information literacy can be connected to the process of inquiry-based learning. Alberta's Focus on Inquiry model is a process where students are involved in their learning, formulate questions, investigate widely, and then build new understandings, meanings, and knowledge. The knowledge is new to the students and may be used to answer a question, to develop a solution, or to support a position or point of view. The knowledge is usually presented to others and may result in some sort of action. Information literacy instruction connects to each stages of the inquiry and the outcome of taking ownership of learning, making it meaningful, and becoming an information literate citizen as described previously by the Canadian Library Association. To support this idea, McPherson and Dubb show that when students were given literacy instruction in conjunction with a meaningful project, the results were successful. Information literacy, when taught in a manner that engages students in authentic tasks, can tap into intrinsic motivation. To ensure authentic instruction, time, peer collaboration, consistency, and repetition are needed. Research shows that when students receive instruction for multiple consecutive years, that improvements are greatest. As a teacher librarian, I can provide a set of skills at each grade level that build as students advance grades. During instruction, allowing for sufficient time to learn these new skills is crucial, as well as time for peer collaboration. McNee and Radmere support that authentic literacy skills are learned through peer collaboration as students interact and play with these skills. As a teacher librarian, I will ensure that information literacy is taught authentically by embedding instruction within the curriculum through meaningful projects that engage students while providing them with the space and time to collaborate and build these skills. To link the last question of authentically teaching information literacy to how collaboration can enhance instruction, the Canadian Library Association's research suggests that students learn best when units of study emphasize both subject and information seeking and information use, and that units are best planned and implemented by teacher and teacher librarian. Alberta's Focus on Inquiry model states that teachers working collaboratively produce better results for students. Information literacy instruction can be enhanced through collaboration that research states should be encouraged by the principal through a collaborative approach of the classroom teacher and teacher librarian. Each teacher can bring their strengths into instruction to benefit student learning. Teachers can focus on curriculum content, and the teacher librarian can focus on information literacy skills and thinking incorporated into student learning. McNee and Radmere states that teachers provide expertise on curriculum and their students, while teacher librarians provide expertise into information literacy, resources, print and digital, and research process and technology. When teacher and teacher librarian work collaboratively, they provide students with double the support. Research shows that this collaboration leads to statistically significant higher level of student skills development. When working collaboratively, there are greater chances for differentiated learning, and access to resources are more available for students. The benefits of teacher and teacher librarian collaboration are not only beneficial to students, but the teachers as well. Co-planning, teaching, and assessment can be shared, while each partner brings expertise and strengths to the table. Students will receive extended support, differentiated learning, greater access to resources, and instruction from a multitude of teachers. Research shows the positive correlation of teacher and teacher librarian collaboration for information literacy instruction and the effect it has on student learning. As a teacher librarian, I can best support school-wide information literacy at our elementary school through authentic instruction by implementing inquiry-based learning that engages students in authentic tasks that are embedded into the curriculum using information meaningfully. When the teacher librarian and classroom teachers collaborate, teaching strategies benefit both student learning and teaching, as well as provide greater support of students' learning. The need for developing information literacy skills in today's world is critically important for our students' success and development of becoming an informed, educated citizen. The 2017 film, Introduction to Information Literacy, expresses the importance of information literacy, stating that it is important in all areas of life. Once a student learns to dig deep, learns how to get the information, get a well-rounded supply of that information, and they're able to think critically about it, then they can take that skill and use it for anything. Thank you for taking the time to view my presentation. I look forward to collaborating with you to support school-wide information literacy in our school. I'll be following up in the next few weeks. Please email or speak to me in person if you have any questions or are ready to start collaborating. Together, we can ensure our students develop 21st century skills to become educated, information literate citizens. For a link to this video and a complete list of works cited, please visit my blog at www.mrshmc.weebly.com. Thank you for your time.